Greetings, everyone. I wanted to give a little astrological hack based on Vedic astrology. And it's a funny one when you look at the world, especially in the Western world, and the programming we have around the days of the week. And in astrology, sidereal, Vedic, Western, we look at certain planets being aligned with certain days of the week. Now, there are two um, ways of looking at this. So I'm going to explain Saturday as Saturday first, but I will explain a little bit more as well. It's not strictly that, depending on how you're looking at it. So we have this programming that it's a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday sort of existence for a lot of people, and people live for the weekend. People get that Friday feeling, and a lot of people fixate in many ways about the recreational time they're going to have at the weekend. And when we're working with things like Vedic astrology, we're working to antidote the negative energies of planets in certain houses, in certain aspects, things like that, and to pay off karma. And the wise approach to Vedic astrology, and indeed one of the reasons it's there, is to help us not suffer so much and to be able to function when karma is ripening for us because of certain astrological transits and things like that. And each of us has a unique sequence of that. And Saturn is the planet of a lot of karma. It's quite about sacrifice. It contracts things. It's not people's best friend, but it's actually very spiritual. It wants us to do the work. It's not about spiritual bypassing. So Saturn is a kind of tough love, quite cold, harsh teacher, but ultimately it really wants us to learn this life and not to make the mistakes we made in previous lives. And most people would attribute Saturday to Saturn. In some of the more ancient texts, Saturn is deployed on a Sunday. Okay? Either way, I hope you could see I'm starting to get at something. So it's still at the weekend and it's still not Monday to Friday. Now, we've got something really wonky happening here because usually you work on the day of the week in a basic way. In the basic way of looking at the antidotes and the remedies, we would work with Saturn's negative effects and things like that on a Saturday. Okay. And Saturn loves hard work. Saturn is also very much connected with the air element. It loves us to do things like sadhana, yoga, acts of goodness. It's very austere. And when we do things on a Saturday that are like that, we're getting loads of brownie points that are paying stuff off, that are a lot less harsh in consequences than if you just let it fester. Okay, so it's about doing the work. It's like a computer game. And you can antidote Saturn's tough love by just being like, I'm actually going to be good. I'm going to be good. And Saturn will be like, oh, you're being good. I don't need to punish you. Okay. So Saturn's actually beautiful when you start to work with it. And a lot of us who are quite disciplined or weren't so disciplined used to get our arses kicked for not being so disciplined. And when we become more disciplined, our lives start to get better. Okay. Saturn really wants us to do well. It's just a tough teacher. So we look at this rat race society and the enslavement of sentient beings in many ways. And it feels like a really slightly devious plot twist that people are programmed to think that Saturday's the day that they should be really frivolous and do crazy stuff that Saturn hates. Okay, and even if you're looking at it on the Sunday, more ancient way, it's still same. But Saturn, working for Saturn things on Saturday really works. And so I just want you to know about this because a lot of people are actually carving off more work for themselves in this life. And I know so many people who are trying to transition at the moment, who've had an awakening, who realize they have these beautifully devotional gifts to give to the world, and they're stuck in a kind of 9 to 5, quite slave-like existence. And probably if they actually focused on maybe having a recreational day on like a Friday or a Thursday or a Monday, and it will be beneficial for different people because of their personal astrology. But personally, I often have my day of quiet reflection and not being so dynamic on a Moon Day, and it is Moon Day as well in the other system as well. So, yeah, can you think of how? So basically, people are not performing their antidotes, so it actually makes it worse. So they're receiving more karma, and then they're in lives of more drudgery. And actually, what happens if you work a bit on a Saturday? Um, I know this is difficult with things like kids and schools, but they should be doing it too. Is if people go, actually, Monday's my day when I chill and I do art or whatever they want to do. I do meditation or whatever. And then they go, I'm actually going to really apply myself on Saturdays, and they'll actually find that they have more time. Okay, they'll actually find that the universe is kinder to them. And it's not like, oh, there's always a crisis at the weekend and I didn't get to go on that party cruise or whatever the day. And, I had all these plans. And we're like, where's my time go? Why do I never get any me time or peace time? And it's like, well, if you work with Saturn will start to be like, oh yeah, go over there. You get your day off over there. So I really want you to know that, because I feel that there's almost, yeah, like a program that if people become free from this, can you think of how if everybody on the planet started to just pay off their karma in these more seamless ways, that actually they have more time and they get more freedom and all of these beautiful things just by this simple remedy. So how can you do this? You can do things like pranayama. If you're a bit of a lunch out and you are also like, yeah, I'm going to do yoga today, do it on a Saturday, okay? And do something mindful and dedicated. Even if you don't understand astrology, go, Saturn, I'm doing this one for you, and just being dedicated to some sort of hard work thing will be really helpful. As I say, Saturn is very much about discipline, doing things by the rules. It's not a day to be super naughty. And this is it, everybody goes out and gets really wrecked on a Saturday. And Saturn's just like, I've got to punish them again. And this is why some people maybe are never getting ahead. They want to go out and get wrecked, maybe go out on like a Friday, and that is the Friday feeling because it's Venus, so Venus is more likely to be a bit like that. But rather than thinking, it's funny, I used to go out, my nights used to be Thursday and Friday, and it was like end of Jupiter into Venus, and then I was kind of like finished on a Saturday a lot of the time, and Saturdays it was a different energy. So yeah, just looking at these things and then having your day that's you somewhere else, you'll probably realize somehow that everything's lining up better in your life. This is just such a simple hack. So yeah, I'll probably do some more of these because I'm getting these little downloads about these little emancipation tools that are just subtle reclamation, and also cancelling out of what can manifest into really horrible things, because we've got karma that's going to mature. Yeah. And Saturn's like, if you just do the thing, I've got my checklist and I tick it off and you're okay. But if you're not doing it, it's like, punish, okay. But it's like, oh, check, very good, very good. So just doing a bit of this on a Saturday, your life, you'll suddenly realize there's less chaos, you get less slaps from the universe, everything's more streamlined, and you won't feel this contracted thing so much. So I want to give gratitude to Shani, the great teacher, and of course I'm doing this on a Saturday, and I did lots of mantras for Saturn and breath work this morning, and I didn't know if I was going to do this, but yes, Saturn said it's okay. So thank you. Good luck with your Saturdays. Ciao.